Hi everyone, it is me, Gabrielle here. And yesterday the truth is our lights went out on Sunday or Sunday night at 9:30 at night. And they didn't get put back on until about 3:30 in the afterday. So between 9:30 at night until about till 3:30 or so in the afterday, our lights were off. And when you have no lights, you know that it also means that you're not going to have any heat because your heaters run off of light. The light runs the heaters so they can heat the burnable wind to heat the house. And it also means you're not going it also means that you're it means that you can't have a shower or a bath because the lighting once again runs the water heater, which heats the water, which makes your water warm or hot for a shower or bath. So none of that was going on. Also means all your other tools aren't going to be running either. Not your farseer, not your reckoner, not your timer, nothing. Not unless some of the things run off a cell pack, then they'll still run. But you're not going to have any way to mite them up, unless you have a mite tool that mites them up from your Wayne or lorry or bike or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it's really sucks when it happens, you know. And so, as you know, on Sunday we had really bad wind gusts. All right, not kind of wind gusts that you need to like go and be a twister and nothing, but strong enough wind gusts to knock down some trees. And yes, some trees did get knocked over about 9:30 on Sunday night, and we would have made a film yesterday, but we didn't have. Well, keep in mind that yesterday we didn't have that we could have made a film, but that'll be taking a lot more time out of the cell pack because we couldn't mite it up due to there being no lighting, no mite in the house. And once we did get back home from going to the North Vinlander Frith Middle, then Walmart, because really we've gone there to see if there's any of those backup lights, that run off a big cell pack, whatever. Those were nothing there at all. Then we went to Five and Below, didn't really see nothing there. Now we went to, we'll call it the Forest Sea Star, Far Eastern eating hall. And then after that for evening meal, and then we came back and all the lights were back on. But then I had to set the timer back up again, had to start the reckoner back up again, had to put my Y speaker on mic again, and that's why there wasn't any film yesterday. So that's what happens. Now, so at first, when we called it in to do Quizny Light or whatever, well, okay, we'll say at first we call it in, and they would said, well, we will have it between 11 at night until 12 in the morning. Well, keep in mind, around that time, the near firefighters were out there with the near lock keepers, making scene that keeping folks away, and if anyone happened to be harmed, they would be there to help them. After all of that was done, then some from the Quizning Light happened to be there looking, shut off the lighting, and then left. Then later on, some folks from, we'll say, the Los Angeles Stead Near were there digging out the trees and taking all of them away. Later on, that is when Los Angeles Light, the light giver that does Los Angeles Stead and Los Angeles Share, which Los Angeles Stead Near happens to be in, and some other ones, got around to getting the lights back up and going. So yeah, that is what happened, and it sucks. So, but let's talk about all the light outings that we went through in the past. Now, a long time ago, when we lived in, which say North Brazils Township stead near or Penn Hills Township stead near, if you had a really bad rainstorm or a bad windstorm, then it would not be back on until 2 days. So if it got knocked out with, say, on a Friday, it wouldn't be back on until a Sunday. Or if it got knocked off, let's say if it didn't get let's say, yeah, you know. So yeah, that's how it would go. Most of the time, that's how it would be. If it was knocked off on one day, it wouldn't be back on until one day later. Sometimes it'd be back on the next day, sometimes not, you know. So that's just how it is. But it always seemed to happen there a lot because there always seems to be trees that would go down in the same stead all the time. So, and one time there was a transform, whatever you call that thing, that blew, and they didn't get that back up until at least the early morning to work on that. And then there was the wind gusts, that happened towards the end of the fifth month, going into the sixth month of 2002 YL. It was out that Friday. They didn't have it back on until at least that Star Day night. So, yeah, there have been many times where that has happened, and some folks it happens to them more often more times than others. Like if you live somewhere and you get a bad snowfall, well, yeah, that will do it. If you happen to live somewhere where a lot of trees fall over a lot of times, yeah, that'll do it. It always seems to be something. And sometimes the might giver might not always be the greatest out there. So keep that in mind as well. So that's what happened. Hope you like this film, and I'll see you later.